to today's presentation with the vision of our strategic goals in a way that they all come together under one roof. The vision for the future of the Gig Harbor Senior Center is what we are referring to as the Gig Harbor Senior and Event Center, which will be a purpose-designed, LEED certified facility that will assure wellness and activity-dominated programs to meet current and future needs of our community's active seniors. Additionally, it will provide our community with accessible conference space, activity space, and event space, which I think many of us can agree is lacking within our small community, but a community that does lots of different things. So as I mentioned, there's a major need within our community for many aspects of this building, and many aspects of this building will address some of the pain points within our community. Approximately 33% of all adults in the greater Gig Harbor and Key Peninsula area are age 60 plus. And this leads not only Pierce County, but Washington State and also the percentage across the US. The Gig Harbor Senior Center is the only community-based organization working to meet interests and needs of our 60 plus community. And unfortunately, despite many efforts over time, it currently resides in a rented space, which is not feasible long-term or a permanent solution. So like I said, the percentage of individuals within our small community that are 60 plus is a great deal of our population. One of our underserved populations. So this kind of outlines our efforts to date. In 2019, that's when the Gig Harbor Senior Center came under the Foundation's umbrella, and that's when our site search began, because the Senior Center was essentially homeless at that time, and we have a great location right now that is being rented at Peninsula Lutheran Church, and they've been amazing to us, but that it's not a long-term solution. So 2019 is when we began the site search. 2021, we identified a potential site and conducted an internal review and feasibility assessment. At the end of 2022 and into early 2023, we began to engage the community through a needs analysis that you might have seen go out through different efforts and social media, and then also early concept design. Where we are today is the engagement of a task force and the planning and design, which will take place now through the end of summer and into early fall. So this is the location. It's not too far from here. It's at the roundabout that Lighthouse Christian is on. Up here, if you were to go around the roundabout, this is where Tacoma Screw and Madrona Links are up here. So it's this piece of property right here. It's a 9-acre parcel that is currently zoned as a neighborhood center. It has excellent access, obviously, to Highway 16 being right there, a main arterial road, and it's near to the Gig Harbor Library, Uptown, medical services, grocery stores, other retail, banks, restaurants, and other amenities. And this is the building that the senior center would be in. So the current concept of the floor plan was developed through actual operational knowledge of the senior center. We run a senior center currently 4 days a week. five hours a day. And so we know what it takes to run it through the daily interactions. We also developed this information through one-on-one interviews, focus groups, and community needs survey that we conducted. And many of the important concepts that were conveyed were making sure that it's a welcoming space, but also for our seniors that there's spaces that are uniquely designed and specifically designed for our programming. It has a serene environment, commercial kitchen, it's easily accessible. It has a covered entrance to make it safe for getting in and out of cars, and also that there's multifunctional spaces that can generate income. So this is a conceptual layout of the space. The blue spaces are strictly Gig Harbor Senior Center exclusive spaces. The purple would be primary space for the senior center, but it would be rentable. The green is mixed rentable space, and then the yellow is common space. And all of this adds up to almost 8,800 square foot building. So going to outside of the building in the same ways in which we identified the important visual elements for the interior, we did the same with the exterior. Some of the things that were identified through these different one-on-ones, the needs-based survey, and group efforts were an elegant Pacific Northwest design, again, a welcoming entrance for people to come into. Designated entrances for the senior center, the multi-use space, and the commercial kitchen, so that not everybody's going through one entrance for all purposes. Outdoor covered seating area to enjoy nature, raised flower beds and opportunities to garden, and walking paths around the property and benches to sit and enjoy. So this is the conceptual exterior. This would be the main entrance, and then there would be a secondary entrance for the multi-use space on the side. This is just another conceptual exterior from another angle, in which there would be an access on this side to the commercial kitchen. So in working through the feasibility of this space, it was really important to ensure that it was aligned with the focuses of the community. The proposal does align with the City of Gig Harbor's 2-year strategic plan to provide funding for a senior center permanent home. The Gig Harbor Senior is the only organization whose mission within the community is exclusively committed to meeting the needs of our community seniors, which we have done since May of 2019 through some pretty hard times. We worked to continue to serve our seniors. So we've taken through all of this, we've really taken and worked to make every necessary step to ensure the Gig Harbor Senior Center's proposal for a permanent center is well developed to meet both present and future needs. Integrity is a core to success and sustainability of the Gig Harbor Senior Center or any large program or project that someone might undertake. And so from our needs survey, we know that the top 10 activities or program areas of greatest interest in order are educational presentations / classes, exercise and fitness, entertainment, social events, sports programming, arts, discussion groups, lunch program, volunteer opportunities, and then nutrition and food focused activities. So of course, none of this comes without an effort. It will take work and money. And these are the outlined funding sources broken out by fund tiers. And the estimated budget is based on the current estimate per square foot. So it just kind of gives you an overarching idea of what it'll take to get here. This is the 5-year projection model as far as income goes. As you see, the single largest line item is rental space down here. which that revenue will come from the multi-use spaces that I spoke about in the conceptual layout. And these projections are based on market research and the size of the building and capacity. And then this is, again, part of the 5-year projection in terms of expenses. It's cut off up there, but it says expense projection. So as with any project, a solid team is needed, from businesses to individuals to the community and organizations. And these are a few of the individuals and businesses that have committed time, expertise, their professional resources, and help to make this project come to fruition. And also additionally, of course, our current and program partners and sponsors that include over a dozen that have already brought some wealth of time, expertise, supports, and talents. So the Senior Center's proposal for the Gig Harbor Senior and Event Center, it provides a permanent and sustainable solution for near-term and future needs of our community. It's based on data and information from our community. It's based on our firsthand experience of running the Gig Harbor Senior Center to current day. It's real data, sound financial data, and market research, and it offers a whole community solution that provides opportunity for private and nonprofit partnerships. And it provides opportunity also for community collaboration. So again, this is just the location. And as with any effort, it takes a village. So we thank our village for taking this project on with us. Thank you.
Okay, Ariel, thank you very much for your presentation. Yeah. Welcome to our new location. As in our previous locations, yes. Okay. As in our previous locations, we are streaming this live. So when you have a question, raise your hand. I'll come over with the microphone. We need the microphone not so much to hear in here, but so that those who are online will be able to hear you. So let's go ahead and take questions. Okay. Yeah, you want to be up by the microphone. So.
Okay.
Thank you, Ariel. Did you indicate that the land we've already purchased, donated, is acquired already?
Yes, so it's owned by a private landowner, and we are working with the private landowner to put together the site plan. It's already gone through Pierce County to be approved for the usage. Sorry, I was going to just try and get back to this. So as we're a nonprofit, we wouldn't be taking this on before we have the money in our hands, right? We would have to go into a capital campaign to do so, where we can't just go ahead and put bonds into place or anything like that to cover us. And so after the capital campaign would be done, we would own the building and the land. I was going to try and get this up for you, but yeah.
Okay, next question.
Thanks for bringing this.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask about. So you have other uses on the site. What are those uses? The first question. Your budget, does it include the offsite improvements and all the on-site improvements, land development, parking, grading, whatever? And then how is that funded?
So you're talking about these two buildings?
Yes.
Yeah. So those would be owned by the landowner, and he would do whatever he would like with them. He's talked about a variety of different things. Obviously, there's ample parking. So he's talked about other potentially organizations coming into one of the buildings, maybe putting in a storefront up front. I mean, it's his land. Ultimately, he could do whatever he would want with it. But so we wouldn't have control of those buildings. The land that the building, the 8,800 square foot building is on, and then there's talk about the land that goes out behind it that we could potentially purchase in the future.
So there's a subdivision of that property that you would have fee title to?
But in the future, but at the time, at the end of the capital campaign, it would be the land that the building is on.
Ariel, it's actually, it's nice to see you. Part of the trees on that side.
Yes.
So what's the landscaping idea? I hope you guys are not planning to put it back.
Yes, no, we're not. The landowner is actually very intent on keeping as many as possible. Obviously, we would need to clear some in order to erect the buildings or building, but there's 4 acres that is near a wetland that will be protected.
Additional questions?
I saw the top line out on your revenue sources.
Mhm.
Membership.
Yes,
Is that membership fees for the seniors?
correct. Yeah.
And have you programmed out roughly what you would charge for that, like monthly basis or whatever?
Yeah, well, so right now our membership is $50 annually, which is just about nothing. To answer your question in completion, I would probably have to speak with the firm that did our financial modeling, and I could get you a better answer. So.
Ariel, way back in the dark, we had 17 senior facilities in Pierce and King County. And when I did, I found out that the smallest of them had a net operational expense of $200,000. The largest of them had a net operational expense of $1.4 million. And the difference was a couple thousand square feet to 60,000 square feet. So there's an economy of scale of these things. Do you have the operational considerations figured out so that you can sustain your operation?
Yes. And I mean, to my point of we wouldn't be just erecting this building out of nowhere. We would make sure that we own the space first, which is also a major benefit in the long term of not having to pay a mortgage or have that expense added into our line items. And so any and all profit would go directly into an investment fund that would long term cover building maintenance and all sorts of stuff.
Next question.
I'm curious, when would construction actually commence? And when would you have your approximate date of your occupancy?
Yeah, so at this point in time, it depends on a lot of different things, but we are projecting 2026 that we would break ground.
Breakdown?
Yeah.
And then occupy 2-year construction?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to speak with our architect or our engineers to get some better information on that, but.
And then you mentioned partnerships. Are you looking at partnerships with the city of Gig Harbor, with Met Arts, or other groups?
Any entity that would, I mean, be interested in utilizing this space, but also potentially having conferences, meetings there. That's kind of the partnership that we're speaking about. But then also the task force that I also mentioned provides the opportunity for different individuals from different organizations to come in and be part of that task force group that will be spearheading some of this.
Okay, any additional questions?
And if you have any additional questions, I can give you my card and you can touch base at a later date.
Just out of curiosity, you're near Highway 16. Would there be a bus route? This is an area that does not seem to really reach out to the Key Peninsula region where we tend to have a lot of seniors maybe with difficulty getting transportation.
Yeah.
The transportation taken into account here.
Yeah. So, I mean, this location if you're familiar enough with the location, I mean, it's not too far off of a bus line, right? So there's opportunity to discuss with Pierce Transit about creating some sort of extension of that route.
Okay. Anybody have a question? Going once, going twice? Okay, well, thank you very much, Carol, for your presentation. Thank you all for being here. What do you think of this location?
Nice.
So, yes,
I don't think it's the one best location. I think it's a good location.
okay,
And I think there's a room for one downtown too.
okay. Well, this is the portion of the program where we find out what's going on in the community. And we have Mayor Tracy Martin with us. Would you like to give us an update on what's happening with the city? Yeah.
Experience what you got to experience. Good morning, everyone. Good to see everybody. So Monday night, we had our regular council meeting and we had a reception ahead of the meeting, celebrating two of our retiring officers, Officer Matt Allen and Mike Allen and Sergeant Matt Dougal. So much fun, gave them plaques and presents, and just I got to attend Officer Allen's retirement party Sunday afternoon, and just what an amazing police department we have. Just when I think they can't get more amazing, then I get to hear stories about them and everything they've done in their combined 65 years of experience with the city and service to our community. And I just love them all the more. So that was really fun. The main thing of note, speaking of the chamber, council passed a contract to have the chamber be our DMO, Destination Marketing Organization. So the chamber is going to be in charge of tourism for the city. We are getting out of the tourism business and we are handing it over to the chamber. We are so excited to partner with them. And they did our fabulous visitors guide, the new profile magazine that came out. They will continue to do that and work on different things to bring heads in beds, bring people to shop in our stores and eat in our restaurants. And so we're very excited that they're willing to take this on. Their new marketing person is amazing. So we'll be communicating out to you who to talk to about tourism in the future. It's Matt, right? Yes, Matt. And so we're just excited for the partnership that's going to bring. We have a study session today at 3:00. A few items on the agenda: introduction of our new Arts Commission appointee, Crescent Creek Master Plan and Masonic Lodge update, Cultural Access Program update, flag display policy the council's considering, among many other things. So keep an eye out on the agendas, because there's going to be a whole lot coming up on our upcoming council meetings. There's also some pavement maintenance that's going to be happening around town. Most importantly, there will be an emergency pavement repair not far from here, actually, like less than a mile down Point Fosdick, where kind of near, I think it's near Quail Run or just past Quail Run. There's like sinking pavement, and like pavement was flying out of the street, and like rocks that were on the road. Anyway, it's very bad. They've temporarily paved it, but we're going to fix it for real. So I have to declare an emergency, and then we're going to do all of that. So keep an eye out for that. It shouldn't impact traffic for too long, but it's definitely something that needs to be repaired very soon. And we'll also be doing some different pavement maintenance around town. So just kind of be patient with us. Summer's the only time of the year where we can really hit these roads and make them better. And then just sign up for the Gigabyte on our homepage. It's our primary method of communication right now. And a lot of people it's catching on finally. A lot of people are reading it, and it's the way we communicate traffic reports that are coming, construction projects and all kinds of everything else you want to know that's going on in the city. So that's all I have for you today.
Thank you very much. Miriam, do we have, okay. Okay, let's go to Steve Nixon. Can you give us an update on what's happening with PennDOT Parks?
Hey, John. Thank you. I have a couple of things, and I would also defer to Kurt if he has anything or if he's still there. But again, just a reminder, our next regular meeting is on the 18th, next Tuesday night at Arletta. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Okay, sorry. So study session starting at 5 and regular meeting at 6. Again, just a reminder, last night was the first night of Wednesday night music in the park at Zama Homestead Park from 6 to 8. So next week is an Eagles cover band, and I can't remember or tribute band, so I can't remember the name of them. I apologize for that. We had our bid opening for phase 2 of the Community Recreation Center project, and staff is still completing review of those bids, but all of those bids were well below our maximum construction cost estimate. So they're very favorable for the park district. So that's exciting news. And then again, just some future dates for community events putting out there. Sunday, August 20th, Family Fun Fest and the Bike Bash at Zama Homestead Park. And one of the community's favorites, the Scarecrow Festival, is Saturday, October 7th, again at Zama Homestead Park. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. And Brittany, can we get an update on what's happening with Penn Light?
Hi, yes, thank you so much. I encourage everybody to pay attention to upcoming newsletters coming out August, September, October. We are excited to introduce an upgraded payment system to our members that will bring many more benefits. And so there will be a few small things that members will need to do to update their accounts once that is transferred over in October. We are going to have plentiful of information in our newsletters, on social media, on our website, to make sure that it goes seamless as possible. We're excited to do this for our members, and it will have ease of access to your account and convenience much better than it is now. So we are excited for that. And that would be our biggest update now. We will have flyers and such also when we are in the community for events this summer.
Thank you, Brittany. And Marion.
All righty, so we are a couple of things. So thank you all for joining us in the new space. Show of hands, how many people are enjoying it? Okay, cool. So now that we've got you comfortable in this room, next week we're going to be over in the cafeteria area because it's going to be the panel for the Penn Met Park Position 5. It'll be a candidate forum, and that usually draws a little bit more of a crowd. So we'll be over in the cafeteria area, which is just down this hall and through the doors. It'll be the room, it'll be farthest back in that space in the cafeteria. So we'll find out if we can enter from outside into there, but you can come in the usual way that you did today. So that'll be next week for the candidate forum. And then the week following will be in that same space again. And it will be for the legislative roundup. And we have Senator Randall, Representative Hutchins, and Representative Caldier, who are going to be in attendance and give us kind of an update on what's going on. For Penn Met Parks Position 5, please bring your questions with you, and it'll be a Q&A with the candidates. So we are looking forward to that. The chamber office is getting a roof replacement. We, some of our volunteers, Larry, thank you very much for hanging in there with me during the tear off. We're super excited about how it's taking place and whatnot. Thank you to the city for taking that on and getting it updated. So it's a little loud in there, but we are open. So feel free to stop by. It certainly hasn't stopped the tourists from coming in. So that's been great, showing off our fair city. And then on behalf of the chamber, we are excited about taking on tourism. Thank you, Mayor. And we are looking forward to really coming out with some fun things, doing some wraparound projects with some existing events that are going on, and so that we can add some additional tourism components to it. So super excited about that. Ariel, thank you for presenting this morning. That was very interesting, very informative. So thank you for that. And then on Friday, the 28th, we are having a golf tournament. So if you know any players, we still have a couple of teams that are available to fill. So if you have some friends and just want to get out on the course at Canterwood, be sure to register by this Friday. We do need to give numbers to Canterwood. So if you can help us out by doing that. Monday at the very latest, we'll try to squeeze you in, but Friday is what we're saying, but you know how that works, wink, wink. So because we always love our people and it's open to the community. So if you have friends, feel free. You do not have to be a chamber member to attend the golf tournament. So that's on the 28th at Canterwood. Anyway, thank you so much. And I think that is a wrap for today.
I think that's it. So
All right. Thanks everybody for being here.
we'll see you all next week over in the cafeteria.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you? Good.